Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I never thought that Olaf Scholz, the Chancellor of Germany, is a smart cookie. On the contrary, I thought that he was dull. I would even say that he is about 87 IQ. Unfortunately, great country, great nation. But hey, what do you want? You want that? You got that. Now at least you're free. So what happened, my friends? This Scholz, the Chancellor, he's just has a lack of self-awareness. That is like a guy behind bars would yell at you that you have a schedule, and you have a schedule, and he's a prisoner, you know what I mean? So he is limited, works under someone else's schedule all the time. So I don't know, it's unbelievable. Let me show you what this article has to say. It's coming from Bloomberg. It's from yesterday, May 16, 2023. Germany sees end in sight for Putin's imperialism in Russia. This is what look at this guy, man. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz hinted that the days of President Vladimir Putin's imperialism are numbered in a show of support for Ukraine ahead of a much-anticipated push to repel Russian invaders. Alright, so let's see. Russia's imperialism. Germany since 1945 has been having foreign troops. It's a continuous, since 1945. 70,000 American troops. They kept those troops in that country so the Germans do not do anything. That means to control them. That means you're basically under occupation. However you want to turn it. What kind of euphemisms you want to use? Germany has foreign troops initially stationed there to make sure Germany doesn't do anything stupid. Again, if you know what I mean. After the Second World War, that was the main. They landed over there and they never left. And they say the Germans want us here to protect them against whomever we want at a certain time. This time is the Russians. Before it was the Soviets. Before 1990 until 2000, let's say 20, who were the enemies? 30 years. And they still have them over there. Germany has nuclear weapons, not their own. No. They are not allowed to have it. The Americans told the Germans after 1945, you're gonna write your constitution. Here's an example. Whenever the Germans wrote the constitution, they went to the Americans and the Americans look over it and say, no, I gotta change this. No. Get it back. Come back again. So they were in charge of the constitution and somehow they forgot about the freedom of speech and the right to bear arms. Somehow the Americans did not want the Germans to be as free as they are. Can you tell me why? So anyway, so troops, nuclear weapons, constitution, the industry, the Marshall Plan. They say, well, they invested. How did they invest? They brought investors and took over companies. Volkswagen was offered to Henry Ford. Henry Ford said, I don't need it. They took over companies that came with a Marshall Plan in Germany to help the German economy, And this guy is telling me that the Russians are imperialistic when they're not even free. The great American nation. These guys have bases, equipment, military equipment, in about 740 locations on this planet. How many does Russia have? I can tell you. In Belarus, I think they have is in Kazakhstan, where they have the rockets sent into space. In South Ossetia as peacekeeping by the UN and Abkhazia. And they have in Syria, invited by the legitimate government of that country. So if those 4 or 5 bases are the imperialists, then what about the other one? Russia invaded Ukraine. One country. Alright. How about Yugoslavia bombardments in 1999? Never approved by the United Nations. That makes it an illegal war. That means whomever participated in that was an aggressor. Every casualties that occurred over there, they were considered war crimes. So Yugoslavia, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, and many more. Just to mention a few. You want to use Georgia as an example? Don't forget that Georgia attacked South Ossetia. Not Russia attacked Georgia. Russia just countered. So, what is this guy talking about? Remember when this guy, Schultz, went to Russia, right at the beginning of the invasion, and he said something, this is the first war in Europe after 1945, or something like this. And Putin said, are you crazy? Do you remember when your country, NATO bombarded Yugoslavia? What are you talking about? You should see his face. So when I said that he's 87 IQ, I am being generous, okay? Anyway, man, it's a mockery. And this guy is the chancellor. This guy. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.